Now here I will try to show the flow of REST API. So here I'm creating three boxes. These boxes are actually representing the three objects. So we need three objects to do the communication: HTTP, HTTP request, and HTTP response. There might be some typos, please ignore them. So now HTTP request, through this we set the endpoint. So basically endpoint is nothing but the URL of the web site where communication needs to happen. So this endpoint, this box represents the endpoint, and once we send the request to the URL or to the web service, and the web service in return send us some information, that information we called as a response of the web service. So okay, let me write it. So information sent to Salesforce Apex. So this is the response. Now this, the response object receives the information. Let me, so these are the three objects, and in the right side these are the communications received or sent to the webs, to the external website. Now let's draw other part. So let me draw another box to represent. So this box is for, okay, let me, okay, so the information received. So the server sends the information and it comes in the JSON format, that is JavaScript format. So this format need to be deserialized so that Apex or Salesforce can understand it, and the serialization happens uh, in map data type. So basically map is nothing but a key value pair. So let's say name and date of birth, so like that. So this is a data type. So in here we will now try to understand this code, the REST API callout. So the piece of logic which is written here in this trailhead, we will go through it line by line and then we will try to understand it. So here first, you see, like whenever we are making a call, uh, in this example we are using HTTP. We can make call through WSTL also, but HTTP. We are discussing here HTTP. So first of all, we will create a new object, and then when we make a call, we in that call we pass some method like get method, get, post, delete. There are other methods as well. So basically, we give some instruction that what we are expecting when we are making a call. Do we need data from the service where we are hitting the URL, or we want to post some data to that service, or you want to delete some data from that service? So so there are a couple of methods. Now, when we are making a call to a certain URL or third party website, so that URL is called endpoint. Now, so the process is like, you first initialize, you first create a HTTP object, and then in that HTTP, after that, you make some objects. One object for request, the request which will be uh, done by the Salesforce Apex class to the third party. So that will be a request object, and then you get some data from the third party. So it will be captured in response object, and and then we check in the response object. It can be checked whether the service was successful or it was a failure, you got some data or not. So these things can be checked. It can be checked through get the status code. Sorry. So get the status code basically, there will be certain numeric number, which has certain meaning. So like if it is 200, then it is um, success. If it is 404, then it is failure. There are other numbers as well. So basically, here our intention is to go through the basic and understand it. So we will try to see whether it is success or failure. If it is success, then we'll try to get the data or response. And when the response comes, so generally response comes in a JSON format, JavaScript format. So that format, to understand that format, Apex will need to deserialize it and then convert it into some native data type. So we will use map. Map is basically a key value pair kind of object. So we will deserialize the Apex response, JavaScript response, and then we will deserialize it. uh, Once it is deserialized, then we will have the key value format. And if you want to some data for, if you want